Welcome back to my channel. I am wearing a dress, by the way, so please don't get it twisted, ever. Never get it twisted. Today I'm going to be talking about Blackpink because I've been dying to talk about it for a hot minute. Let me tell you, I've made a couple of videos talking about Blackpink, but I never edited them, I never posted them. I even got interviews from my friends, but today's the day that they are gonna get their reckoning. We're gonna do a little bit of history. Okay, the mirror's weirding me out now. Let's just slightly tilt it away. Who is Blackpink? Who composes Blackpink? What do they do? This is literally gonna be a rant video, but also kind of a call to attention of just K-pop and the music industry in general. I'm very perturbed with the prominence that Blackpink has without being a contributing member of the music industry. And let me get into why I say that. Please do not come for my neck. I'm just saying what everybody needs to hear because I'm literally so confused. Blackpink is a South Korean girl group formed by YG Entertainment consisting of members Jisoo, Jennie, Rosé. I think that's how they say her name. Guys, let me tell you, I only liked Blackpink because of Lisa. Come on. You think I'm gonna like it because of Rose? Nah. I'm a Lisa girl through and through. Through and through. She's too cool. Too hot. I don't know what to tell you. Their group debuted in August 2016 with their single album Square One, which featured Whistle and Boombaya, their first #1 entries on South Korea's Kion Digital Chart and the US Billboard World Digital Song Sales Chart, respectively. Do you know what other groups started around 2016, bitch? Twice, which I love. I'm only going to be naming the people that debuted in 2016 that are still relevant to this day. But other groups include Astro, Momoland. I don't know who's like, oh, I'm a Momoland stan, but that's for you girls. That's for y'all out there. NCT Dream, NCT 127, Pentagon, SF9. I listened to those people. Victon debuted in 2016. And then of course there's like a bunch of solo debuts that we're not gonna get into. So for those of you who do not know, Blackpink is kind of looked at as the equivalent of BTS because of their immense and insane global reach and international, touch, basically. Their fans are insane. It begs the question, why? Literally, why? I'm gonna read a little bit of some tidbits about them, but I just want you guys to know that this is the most disheartening thing I'm gonna say throughout this entire video, but it is a point that I will continue to make, is the amount of studio albums, full-length studio albums that Blackpink has compared to other groups that debuted in 2016 around the same time. In the time that I'm recording this, Blackpink has only 2 full studio albums to their name. So we're gonna look at somebody like Twice, which debuted in 2015, but still, Twice has 7 studio albums, full length, at the time of this recording. In their almost 6-year span career, they only have 2 studio albums. And when you look at another group that started around the same time, like NCT 127 or 127, I don't know why I'm saying 127. NCT literally has 5 studio albums in around the same time. Now, I really do not know too much about the music industry, and I know even less about the Korean music industry and how things work. I know about the 3 big companies like SM, YG, and freaking Hybe. And then I know a little bit of, or I don't know too much about their subsidiaries, but what I do know is most musicians and most artists who do earn us like their living from making music and going on tours and things like that generally come out with a full-length album every 2 years. It's about every 2 years. So going off that rhyme, they should at least have a 3rd studio album out. I know that like Victon has about 3 studio albums out. They also came around at the same time. Same thing with SF9 or Pentagon, or Astro. I can't remember which one I'm thinking about right now. The fact that they don't is a tragedy. And when you go on Instagram and you go on like Jennie's page, Lisa's page, Rosé's page. Who's the other person? No, the two culprits are mainly Jennie and honestly, I think Lisa. I don't pay attention to the rest of the other girls. I'm sorry. If you came here for that, this is not that. This is just me like making a video confused and hoping someone will explain to me why they have not come out with another album. I think at this point they're basically just not freelance models, they're basically models. And I believe they are on tour now, or they were on tour a couple months ago. I follow Lisa on Instagram, and she and I believe Jennie are always posting, you know, behind the scenes pictures of them on tour and stuff like that. And I'm like, bitch, what are you touring for? Literally, what are you touring for? It's so frustrating because also Lisa released at least 2 songs that I know about her, Money and another one, I don't remember it, but they blew up. They were super huge, super successful, and they were great songs, I think. In the last 5 months, Blackpink released a song called Shut Down, and they also released something called Pink Venom. When I tell you those songs were so lackluster, so incredibly lackluster. To me, I don't know about y'all, but when I am looking for like content and like inspirational, like heartfelt, either instrumentals or lyrics and lyricism, I do not go to Blackpink. In K-pop, no, that's not where I go. No, thank you. Their whole niche is like semi-women empowerment, semi like you can do it by yourself, like independence, blah blah blah, whatever. And so a lot of like the music they make is very like hype up, like I make my own money, I'm super cool, I do this and then I do that and I do this and I do that. And it's like, baby girl, we're bored. We are bored. And the music is not good. And I feel like I'm just like in an echo chamber whenever I click on their videos and click on their MVs, and it's people celebrating their music and like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, this is so good. And I'm like, girl, this is something we have seen before. And not only something we've seen before, but something that lacks so much spark and so much artistry behind it. It is so cut and paste and copy and machine like. And I know a lot of K-pop is has a lot of machinations, is that how you say it, machinations, in regards to the type of people that they the type of groups that they make. But usually there are a few groups that slip through that, like BTS, for example. I'm actually thinking about making a video critiquing BTS and their current trajectory, as well as the music that they've been releasing. And I find if we go back to Blackpink, I find it very devastating because I feel like these girls, or at least Lisa, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like anybody else beside Lisa. The only other person that I know a little bit about is maybe Jennie, but mainly more the come from money aspect, which helped her get into the group in general. And I don't know, like, whose fault is it? Is it the fault of YG? Is it the fault of these girls? It seems to me like nobody wants to really be an artist and create music that can be enjoyed. As far as the music that they have been releasing over the past few months, it's been very, very boring. I believe that Lisa, especially, I believe that the girls, but specifically Lisa, has a lot of talent, like an insane amount of talent. And not only that, but from what I've garnered, they did kind of go through a semi-rigorous process in order to becoming idols. And it just feels so frustrating because it's like, especially Lisa, I know she went through hell and back, but it's like, who is in charge of these people? Who is doing this? If we see from a purely, you know, capitalistic, monetary, financial aspect, they're doing exceptionally well. They're making tons of money. They are still on tour. Their tours are sold out. To go to their tour, it's expensive. Of course, Ticketmaster still has a monopoly on a lot of live music, and so there are resellers and things of that nature, but it's like they're still making money. They're still getting brand deals. They're still getting endorsed. The thing that is missing is the music aspect. They're not musicians. I don't see them as artists. I feel like the only person that is left in Blackpink that is truly about the art in some way. I know Lisa is more like a dancer type. It's just very devastating when you consider the amount of untapped potential that has kind of escaped this group as a result of, I don't know, is it poor management? Is it personal disinterest, I really don't get it. One thing I can say about BTS, and one thing that truly just captured me about K-pop after being introduced to it, you know, aside from EXO, aside from Big Bang, aside from 2PM, was their penchant for growth and their penchant for expansion and improving on their music, on their artistry. I can 100% say that everyone in BTS is an artist and they love their music and they love making music. Whether or not all those songs are great is another conversation, but it's something that's very evident. They have a shit ton of studio albums out and a lot of good music and a lot of good songs. And it's just frustrating to see someone like Blackpink be such a, I wouldn't say they have a notoriety, but they're incredibly renowned, since notoriety has a bad connotation, but they're incredibly renowned. And I'm just sitting here like, for what though? Am I losing my mind? They are models. They are a group of models at this point. I did watch their one documentary that was released a while ago. And from that documentary, it felt like Lisa and I believe Rosé were the ones that were really into music and really into self-expression in that aspect. Nobody's creating the opportunity for them to expand and grow in their artistry. And I can't say what will happen in the future. Clearly, I'm not managing them. I don't know anything about what's going on in that aspect. But I'm really hoping that for them, just for their own sake, they start creating music and they start creating impactful music and not just something that you can like dance along to, although there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like I would never look at Blackpink and be like, oh, that's a serious artist or that's a serious group. Even New Jeans, that is a newer K-pop group, is incredibly talented, and they are not only honing in on that talent, but they're trying to grow it and they're trying to create something that shakes up the monotony of K-pop as an industry, honestly, or as a music genre. Overall, I don't know where the future of Blackpink is leading them, but I'm hoping that they will start to focus more on being artists rather than being products, rather than being things that can be sold to an audience that is so ready to buy into whatever they have to sell. And it's kind of nefarious when you think about it, because aside from that, it's like, what exactly are these girls giving to their audience to be sought after? Is it just looks? Is it just something so intangible like that? I feel like more people are starting to become more aware of how little Blackpink has been giving. They've been giving nothing, let me tell you. They've been giving very little. Yeah, so I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on this and what you feel about Blackpink and other groups that, you know, debuted around the same time. Is it a tragedy that they only have 2 studio albums after 6 years? Methinks yes. But what do you guys think? I'd really love to know. So follow me on everything. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Pinterest, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you would like to stay tuned for more videos from me. And I will see you soon. Bye.